All right, man, in case you don't recognize this guy, which would be a travesty if you didn't, this is the legendary DJ Kid Capri. I'm sorry, my bad. I got to do it right. Kid Capri.
There you go. What's good, man?
Everything is good, man. I'll be honest. Before I started recording, I was sort of going through the list of things I wanted to talk to Kid about, and he reminded me a lot of that stuff he's talked about before. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I agree with him. Yeah. So let's switch it up on him. First time I met Kid Capri, he was doing a show here in Richmond, and things that I didn't consider back in the day that these current DJs don't have to worry about is Kid Capri had to move a lot of records from city to city.
Yeah.
And his playing style, he couldn't move around with 2 crates. The party would be over in 10 minutes if he just had 2 crates.
This is a fact.
All right, so with that being the case, man, just so that, because a lot of the newer DJs don't understand the struggle with crates, like physical crates of records. Mm-hmm. For an average party that you would do back in the day, how many crates of records would you have to carry?
I carried 15 crates around the world, man. I was the first dude to own 2 tour buses, a tour bus period. I owned 2 of them, but I was the first dude to own tour bus in hip hop. Because of me traveling on all the planes with 15 crates of records, paying for all the weight, paying for all the extra baggage, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna buy me a bus. And when I went to go buy me a bus, they laughed at me like, you know, people don't buy buses. Their album come out, they go on tour for 3 or 4 months, they send the bus back. Nobody buys a bus. So I went and bought my first bus and gave him a big bag. And that came when I bought my second bus. He was like, wow, this is crazy. And I bought a bigger bus. And that's how we traveled. And then, we did that for we did that for a few years. That's a lot of mileage though, you know what I'm saying? So I got back on the planes and, started doing that. You know, that's what I'm doing now. Be on the plane and just doing my thing. I want to buy me an RV though.
Okay, you know what? I think that's like once you reach a certain age, you want to travel. And that seems like a cool way because I was thinking the same thing, especially those RVs that can open up and turn into basically houses once you park. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yep.
All right, so once they switched over to Serato, or the electronic
Serato,
were you one of those people that waited, or were you excited? Because a lot of the traditional older DJs was like, nah, I'm good with my records, or were you one of them that embraced it at the beginning?
I mean, not at first. Jazzy Jeff was the one that kind of pushed me to do it. You know what I'm saying? I like the way my production look. You gotta keep in mind, I set a trend in the DJ business for, doing a lot of different things. So as many things as I innovated, I always like to keep the thing looking a certain way. And when I had all the records behind me, it just made it look like a big production. Right. Running in the record, catching it at the last minute, dropping it, it amazes the crowds. So I thought that once we get on the Serato, I was gonna take that feel away from it. But it just got even more crazier. So my shows be nuts, but I thought it was gonna take something away from it. But after we did Def Comedy Jam in 2006, we came back and did Def Comedy Jam, and they wanted me to play my own beats on the show because they didn't want to clear the music. So That's how I started using the Serato. I put my beats in the Serato, and I started playing it on there. And then next thing you know, I started putting break beats and the reggae records, and this one, next thing you know, I had everything in Serato, so it went from there. But for a minute, it took a while for me to, to get on it. And even now, like, I'm on turntables, I'm out on the controller. I'm gonna do the controller thing.
And I've witnessed it. We were at an event like I want to say like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the turntables were there. They're still official, young fella. Look,
super official.
They're still official, young fella.
Super official. I mean, I ain't got nothing against the controllers. It's just saying for me, I got to touch the needle. I want my crowd to see a certain kind of performance, certain level of things, and I just feel like, the push button thing is cool. It's just not what I came up on. It's not what I do. And some things are going to change. Of course, you're going to move the changes, but some things got to remain the same. And for me, that's just one of the things that I came up on that. We have all this different technology that's moving and stuff like that that we can use to help us. But when I look at something, I want to see you work. I want to see you really do your shit. You know what I'm saying? The same thing when I see a rap on stage, I want to see him ad-libbing over his own words, over his record, running up and down with his jewelry up on the stage. I want to see him perform. I want to see him mess up, get hoarse, lose his voice, all that. And that's what a performance. I want to see, I can hear your record on the radio. I want to hear your record on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
30 Days got to be a performance and got to be bigger than just getting by. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that's what the controller is, but for me, I just like to work and keep moving and touching the needles. And I don't know, it just feels different for me.
It's your thing.
It's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though I have controllers, I got controller in my studio. Got the Rain one. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got all that stuff in here.
But when I'm always in on those 12s.
There you go.
Yes. No, I'm the same way. That my Rev 7 is right here. Mm-hmm. The cover is on it, and there's dust on the cover. The 12s are right there. The computer's connected to the 12s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I get it. A lot of people know you as Kid Capri, the DJ. People in hip hop that really know that that's something that you do out of just regular joy. You get paid for it, but you're a producer.
A producer rapper. Did you hear my last album, The Love, I put out last year?
You know what? I did not hear the album.
You should have heard the album. I'll tell you what, you should have heard the album before we did this interview.
No, I tell you what I'm gonna do right now.
Probably one of the best albums out right now.
I tell you what I'm gonna do right. While you tell people the different artists that you produced, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get the album right now.
All right. I produced Jay-Z, It's Like That, got a Grammy for that. Gave him Hard Knock Life, which 45 King produced, but it was going on my album, but I gave it to Jay. I did Madonna, I did 50 Cent, Rowdy, I did Nothing But Love for Heavy D. I did a lot of records, man. I can't remember all the records I did. I produced 3 of my albums. Still doing something, about to drop the Hoodies album, a new group that's coming out.
Oh, the Freestyle Cats.
Yeah,
the brothers. The brothers.
Yeah. I just finished their album.
They're mean. They are mean.
Yeah, I just did their joint, produced their whole joint. I got another kid named Fuchs I'm working with that's incredible. So I'm I got some things coming, but I got 2 albums. I finished 4 albums. I got 4 albums ready to drop soon. So I got 2 albums that I did. One is a battle rap album called Top Tier that I started 5 years ago, because I always been rocking with the battle rappers. Way before artists started working with the battle rappers, once they got on, I was helping them try to get on. So that's why I was so respected by them. They came and did this album with me just like that. It was incredible. It's an incredible album. I just didn't drop it because I didn't feel it was time for me to drop it yet, but I'm gonna drop it soon. And it's gonna move. And I'm dropping More Love, the second part of the Love album. The Love album that's out right now, More Love is gonna be part 2 of it. So yeah, you gotta listen to Love. You should have heard the Love before you called me, man.
Well, you know what? It was meant for me to talk to you for the simple fact that now I'm downloading the Love. This one right here, right? Hold on.
Absolutely.
Yep, we good to go.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm gonna be walking to this afternoon when I get these steps in.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I put 7 videos. I put 5 from the album out so far, and I put 2. I put a freestyle record out called Free to Style video that's out, and I got I took the Snoop Dogg record, Serial Killer, and that's the last video I did. But the album, I produced my whole album. I wrote my whole album, performed my whole album. I only put my daughter on there, Vina Love. I put a reggae artist on there, Mr. Lex, and I put a R&B artist on there named Lavelle. I ain't put no mainstream artists on there, not a bunch of different features. When you hear this album, you're gonna be very, very, very happy. This album is doing really good. People love this album. I haven't got a complaint since I put it out. All the videos are good, so it's really good. I'm really proud of it.
Okay. All right, so I had the opportunity, like in the last few weeks, I talked to Big Daddy Kane, I talked to Maceo from De La Soul, and people don't realize the different situations you find yourself in as you're traveling the world. Mm-hmm. And most artists could write books and people wouldn't believe half of the stories that are in the books because they're just so out there. What's one of those things that may have happened that, the average person don't know, like something that happened somewhere and there's no way that happened with Kid Capri?
I don't know if I understand the question. What you saying?
Has there been an experience? Like I give you a perfect example. Like Maceo, I asked him, they did that song, The Art of Getting Jumped, on one of their albums. I was like, is that real? Did that happen? And he explained the situation. No, we were over in a foreign country. These dudes jumped me and I barely got out of there with my life.
To tell you the truth, no. I never had I'm gonna be very real with you. We're traveling 200 shows, 250 shows from 1988 to the pandemic. I've been traveling all my life. I've been everywhere. Done it all. We never really had that type of energy where we had, I mean, there's been times we had a couple of fights, a couple people got knocked out or whatever, you know, right. That happened a couple of times. Oh, I'll tell you one thing that happened. One time I was on stage in Atlanta. Me and Nas had a show.
Okay.
And I'm on stage and some kid was in the crowd and he kept screaming out, yo, play Master P, man. Yo, fuck that, man. Play Master P, yo. He kept saying this shit until I ended up jumping off the stage and knocking him out and getting back on stage. And they dancing on him. I remember that happening. But yeah, other than that, nothing else too heavy.
Yo, and the sad part is I'm picturing that.
Yeah, I jumped on. I've warned him a couple of times. And the last time I just leaped off stage, knocked him out, right in front, right? Laid him, and the girls was laughing. It was funny because it was a bunch of girls, like, you know, the crowd was packed around. Right. And the girls was just laughing at him, pointing at him on the joint. I jumped back on the stage and he was like damn near stepping on him. Because he was, you know, some people want to be seen, they want to be heard, and right. They want to be negatively heard and seen. So it is what it is.
It's like, hey man, you want to be a spectacle? I'm gonna help you with that.
And I give you warnings, I'm giving you warnings, but you ain't gonna come on my show and disrespect me, man. That's
all right. You sort of alluded to it a minute or two ago. You've been everywhere. Is there any place that you haven't DJ'd that you want to? Like any place or event that you haven't done?
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of places I haven't been, plenty of events I haven't done, but I've done so many, man. And it's kind of hard to like think of it because everything that comes out, they either call me first to do or do the last of it or do the main event of it. And it be in every city. It be in every state. I've been to every state, been to every island, all through Europe, you know, and to get that kind of love for as long as I have, you know what I'm saying, it's truly a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because they got people in their own city that can entertain them. And for them to call me every time to come out there and do that, they don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to spend the money to have me come and do it. But that's what we work for. As long as you work and you really work hard and you really care about your fans, man, it's gonna resonate with them. And they're always gonna want to feel that energy. So that's why it happens. But it's dope to just go around the country and be accepted everywhere. I never had a bad show. I never got booed off a stage or nothing like that. There's been times where the crowd may not have been as big as I wanted it, right. And they still get rocked out the way the 50,000 people would in the stadium, or, you know what I'm saying, this energy never goes. So I'm grateful in that way.
All right, so I don't know if this is stepping on a secret, or if I gave Kid, well, in your case it would be different, but if I gave Kid Capri the opportunity to do a audition mix, you got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. In your case, I know you could probably flip 30 records, but what would be the top 5 records that would be included in that audition set?
It depends on what I'm feeling that day.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, it's the same thing like somebody saying, yo, who's your top 5 MCs or top 5? I don't have a top 5.
I respect that fully.
Don't have a top 5. There's too many dudes.
And it depends on your mood on that particular day too.
It depends on your mood in that particular day. And some people get caught up in record sales and, you know, but there's dudes that there was a Michael, like I always say in other interviews, there was a Michael Jordan somewhere when there was a Michael Jordan, right? When the real Michael Jordan was here, was another Michael Jordan that you didn't know about somewhere in the world that was incredible, that was never going to get known. You know what I'm saying? Same way that I feel like the greatest rappers in the world are battle rappers, because they're so brilliant. The way they do things, and if you know battle rap, you'll know what I'm saying. So, yes. You know, but they're not the record sellers. They're not the biggest record sellers. So how do you define what's top 5? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. By record sales, like what are you going for? You know what I'm saying? So that's what. There's a lot of dudes that Twista's one of the best in the world. Twista's one of the best in the world. How come he's not in top 5 conversation ever?
That's a legitimate question.
Okay then, so that's what I'm saying. Everybody goes by the popularity of the person instead of the real skill set. You know what I'm saying? Everybody keep going at Eminem because he's white. You're mad because he's doing white, black stuff better than you are. Like 50 said. That's what it is. The boy is nice. You can't take that from him. Why is you his name in your mouth every time? Like, the boy is nice. You cannot fuck with him on no stage at all. Leave him alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So that's why the top 5 thing is like, all right.
Okay. All right. So, in wrapping it up, question I've been asking all of our legends, man. Eventually, not that you want to be in a Hall of Fame, but you're Hall of Fame worthy when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to music. At the end of the day, what would you want to be said about Kid Capri?
He did it the right way, and he didn't cut nobody's neck, cut nobody's throat, step on nobody to get where he had to go. He did everything the right way. He kept his morals right. You know what I'm saying? He kept his dignity right. He took his job serious, and he respects his fans to the fullest. That's the number one. We get on and we act like we doing the fans a favor. No, we're not. They turn them lights off, you're done. So they're the number ones. I don't make music for the industry. I make music for the fans. You know what I'm saying? And the fans are the ones that say you go or you don't go. And that's the bottom line. And if you don't respect that, you won't be here as long as I have. You know, and that's the whole key, the longevity. Sometimes people look at things like, you know, you've been here long, well, not for me in my case, but a lot of people have been here a long time, and that's not looked at as a great thing. It's a great thing, but see, being here a long time is one thing. It doesn't make you a legend because you're here a long time. It's what you've done in the time that you've been here that makes you a legend. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Kid Capri, I appreciate the time, man. I know you're always busy. I follow you on social media, man. I know. I know. I already know. You moving around.
Listen to the Love album, man. And once you hear it, I'm gonna sell it to you. You listen to it, then you go and you do what you gotta do and let everybody know about it.
I'm listening to it today. I've downloaded it officially. We good to go.
My dog. Appreciate you, boy.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, Mike Street.